Okay, I forgot to start recording, guys. Look, I'm just keep doing what you're doing, writing, and I'm going. So we took the right triangle on the grid, and we put R at 6, -5, S at -7, -5, and T at 6, -15. Then we went and wrote the coordinates up here. R is 6, -5. S is -7, -5. T is 6, -15. And we're reflecting over the x-axis. We're going to reflect over the x-axis. So what we're going to do, I don't know why, but this is so hard for some people. They reflect over the wrong one and get it wrong. Over the x-axis. So we're going to circle the x. And we're going to draw us a line on the x as good as we can. Okay. Should have used my ID. Reflect over the x-axis. Tell me how we're going to do that. Okay, Brooke. There you go. So we take each point one at a time. We don't try to just draw the figure. We take R. R is 5 away from the x-axis. So we're going to have to go up 5, aren't we? From the x-axis. We stay on line 6 right there. We stay on the 6, but we go up 5, and that's going to be R prime. Then we take S. S is on -7. It's 5 away from x-axis, so I'm going to go up 5. That's my S prime. T is 15 from the x, so I'm going to go up 15. I stay on line 6 right there. That's T prime. Then I connect my vertices, and when I get done, I will have a what? Right triangle. Is it congruent? Yes. I'm going to have the same. Look, guys, take your, same shape, same size, congruent. Thank you. I'm going to take my figure, look, guys, and I'm flipping it. I'm going to flip it. It flips. Flips up. Same distance. Same distance. Did everybody get that? Reflection over the x-axis. Okay, now what we need to do is go over here and put our new coordinates. And I want to see if you notice something. R prime is what? Good. S prime? -7, 5. And then T prime? Good. Look at the coordinates and tell me what you notice. Okay, good. The x-coordinates stayed the same, didn't they? The x-coordinates stayed the same, but the y's flipped the signs, didn't they? The y's flipped signs. Y'all see that? Now, first period, I started with this triangle, and we flipped it down here. So their y's went from positive to negative. Theirs went from positive to negative. So when you're reflecting over the x-axis, the x-coordinate stays the same, but the y, we decided to use flip, flips the sign. So if you're going over the x-coordinate stays the same, but the y is going to flip signs. If you think about what you're actually doing, it makes sense. Now, so if I went over the y-axis, tell me what you think happens. When I go over the Y. The Y, X flips the sign, Y stays the same. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, turn to the front of this. I want to talk about something before we put this to the side. Okay. Everybody, tell me first. Did this figure stay congruent when we slid it over?
Yes.
Yes. So, put congruent. That means, tell them, same shape, same size. So it stayed congruent. Now write the word orientation. Orientation has different meanings. When you go to college, you go to an orientation where they teach you, they show you where your classes are, you get signed up, you get used to college when you go to orientation. If you start a new job, you might go to an orientation where you have to fill out insurance paperwork and all that kind of stuff. They show you around the job, where things are. That's called an orientation. Right now, this orientation for this means, did the figure stay the same direction? Does it look the same? It's facing the same direction and everything on this when we slid it. Yes, it's facing the same direction, isn't it? It's the same triangle. We just slid it over and down. We slid it over and down. This is on a right triangle, which that's what this is. This hypotenuse is facing what? Northeast, right? It's northeast side. Well, this is still the northeast side. So the orientation stayed the same. Right? Turn on the back. Look at the back. Did this triangle stay the same when we flipped it? No, I mean, did it stay congruent? Excuse me. It stayed congruent. Stayed congruent. Now, orientation. I said it wrong, didn't I? Orientation, did it stay the same? No, not the same. It's not the same. That hypotenuse is on the what? Northwest side. And then this one faced the southwest side. And then when we flipped it, now it's facing the northwest side. So the orientation is not the same. Okay, put this to the side. It's going to go in practice once we finish the other thing. I don't want you putting it up yet. Okay, look at 7-2. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Get your grid and put it on I want you to write on your binder. Take your your board. Whiteboard, thank you. Put it on your binder. I want you to write on your binder, not the table. On the grid side. We're on the grid side. No. Where's theirs? Oh, you had one too? Okay. We'll just put it over there. Okay. Look, guys. Here's my X, here's my Y. I want you to go draw the line Y equals 2. Y equals 2. Draw the line. And don't draw all the way across the board. Just draw a short line. Hold your board up once you get it drawn. Guys, what does it say over there to get? What does it say over there to get? Marker. No. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I got it.
Oh, I drew it right here. Why did you? You called your strong. I didn't have one wrong. It's pretty silly. Y equals 2. Guys, look at my board. My board doesn't have the XY axis drawn on it. That's why I drew mine. So Y equals 2. We worked on that before the holidays a bunch. Y equals 2. Everybody, I'd say the majority knew how to draw that. Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, Y equals 2. Effort. Effort. A for effort. I need you to put a point at 0, 4, and we're going to call it X. 0, 4. Then at 2, 6, put Y. At -3, 7, put Z. Okay. We're going to reflect it over that Y equals 2 line. Tell me what I got to do.
You have to move it down.
Well, I'm not moving anything. I'm not moving. I'm flipping. Yeah, let's use flip. We're not sliding anything. We're not moving anything. What am I doing with the X coordinate?
You have to put it on, so there's 1, 5 on the Z, so you have to put 5 underneath.
Oh, on Z. Okay. Okay. Listen. Well, yeah, but listen. You're not trying to do the whole figure at one time and try to figure out how it fits on there. You just take one point at a time. So I'm going to take the Z, and what did Logan say? You're going to go, it's 5 away from that line. We're not doing the X anymore. We're doing that line. It's 5 away from that line, so I'm going to count 5 from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I cannot use my coordinates now because I'm not going over the X or the Y axis. I'm going over my new line that I drew on there. And then X is 2 away from the line, so I got to go 2 away there. So it ends up at 0, 0. Y is 4 away, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have a mirror image of your triangle. Sometimes if you turn it sideways, you can see it better. Mirror image. It's a mirror image. You take one point at a time and flip it over what line they tell you to flip it over. One point at a time. That's all you're doing. Okay? Erase that. Oops. Okay, now I want you to put a point at 2, 5. Let's call it D. 2, 5, we're going to call D. At 3, 1, let's call that E. -4, -2, F. Okay? We're going to reflect that over the y-axis. I'm going to reflect it over the y-axis. Tell me what to do. Uh-huh. Okay, so exactly tell me what I'm doing now for the D. I'm going to go start here. Okay, so I'm going to do, where am I going to take D? Well, baby, the x-axis is down here. So where on the x-axis am I starting? Here? Okay, well, that's not the x-axis. That's, x-axis is down here. So you're going to, no, because I'm going over the y. I'm going to flip it over the y. So I can't go down here. That would be going over the x. I see now what you're saying. So I'm going to go over the y, so I need to go over how far? No. How far is D away from the y-axis? 2. So I'm just going to go over 2 right there. Remember, I'm just going to take every point the same distance from what I'm flipping it over. If I'm flipping over the y, I got to go over the y2 because D is 2 away. Okay? So E is 3 away. So I'm going to go 3 away right there. F is 4 to the left of the y, so I'm going to go to the right. I take every point and I flip every point 1 at a time. I don't worry about flipping the whole thing. I flip 1 point at a time over the correct line that it, God bless you, that it tells you to flip it over. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay. Do you think you could use the points, the coordinates on this, since we're flipping over the y? You sure could. D, E, F, you could put your, I don't want to take time to do it right now, but you could take your points. Well, let's do it. D is what? 2, 5. E is 3, 1. And F was -4, -2. So if I'm flipping it over the y, what did y'all say is going to have to happen when I flip it over the y? What stays the same? No. If I'm flipping it over the y stays the same. The y stays the same, right? So that's going to be 5, 1, -2. And the x is going to be the opposite. So -2, -3, 4. Because that's a -4. So that's going to be a 4. Hey, did that work out? What's D prime? -2, 5. Yep. E prime is -3, 1. Yep. F prime is 4, -2. Yep. Worked out. If you're reflecting over the x and the y axis, you can use the coordinates. X stays the same. Y stays the same. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions on that? On reflecting? Reflect 1 point at a time. You're not going to get in trouble. Okay. Clean your board. Now look at 7-2. I'm going to help you out, and I'm going to read some of this because some of us forget how to read the directions. Look at 7-2. When you finish this page today, you're going to put that grid and this in practice. How many of you would not be worried if we took your binders up tomorrow and gave you a grade on it? Your binder is like perfect. Everything's in its place. Thank you. That's important. You're reflecting it over the x-axis. X. So come down here, circle the X. And I know it's dark, but just draw your pen, you got the X circle. Guys, you're going to reflect it over that line, the X-axis. Here is your pre-image. There's your pre-image. That's what you're going to put on the graph. And then you're going to flip that image, that pre-image. Everybody understand? Don't start yet. I'm talking to you about a couple of things. Look at B. B, you're going to reflect over the y-axis. Circle it. Circle the y. You're going to go over the y-axis. You're going to take your figure and flip it over the y-axis. And there's your pre-image right there. It's the same one. Okay, look at C. Here's your pre-image. We're going to reflect this one over line M. Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, this one is pretty hard. I've been so impressed today with first and second period. A good many of them got it right. The majority got it right. I was very impressed. You take 1 point at a time, and you're flipping it over line M, not X or Y. This line M right here. On D, you're going to flip it over this line, y equals -2. It's not on there. You have to go draw your own line. Here's your pre-image. Okay? Are there any questions? Okay. You're going to do this page. When you're finished, put it in practice along with your grid, and then you can work on Wildcat work. And we're going to check this tomorrow probably. Most likely everybody won't get finished. So, and I want everybody trying this. We're going to come by in just a little bit and kind of check and see how you're doing. But if you need help, raise your hand. Don't just sit there, please. Okay, go.